In the news, Indian medical student killed amid growing criticism. Again, Buhari writes National Assembly to amend newly signed bill. FIFA kicks Russia out of World Cup, teams suspended from all international football competitions. Details shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinomo and this is TOS News 360. India's Foreign Ministry on Tuesday said one of its citizens, a medical student, was killed in gunfire in the eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv as criticism over New Delhi's evacuation of students from the war-torn country escalates. According to a Ukrainian official, as the invasion of the former Soviet Republic entered its sixth day, Russian forces are firing artillery and laying siege to Kharkiv and other major cities. Syrian Interior Ministry said a nighttime fire in a shopping center in the country's capital Damascus left at least 11 people dead. Akin, it's one of the deadliest blazes in Syria in recent years. According to the Director of Civil Defense, Ahmad Abbas, many of those killed on Tuesday were security guards or staffs who were on duty overnight in the six-story building. It was gathered that the fire caused extensive material damage, ripping through stores that sold clothes, leather goods and cosmetics. President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the National Assembly to amend Section 84, Subsection 12, which states that no political appointee shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of any candidate for an election. In the letter addressed to the Red Chamber, Buhari explained that amendment is essential as the clause constitutes a fundamental defect and leads to the disenfranchisement of political office holders. He said he believes the provision as contained in the newly signed act constitutes a fundamental defect as it conflicts with extant constitutional provisions. The Osun state government has officially opened the iconic Olaya flyover in Osogbo for public use, following its completion and subsequent certification by the appropriate construction and engineering authorities. Governor Adegboyega Oyetola opened the facility on Monday after leading some members of his cabinet to perform a test running and first ride on the bridge to attest to the certifications of the construction engineers and professionals for effective and efficient utilization. The government announced that the construction of the bridge, which started on Thursday, 18 February 2021, would be completed in 11 months. With the failure, the government explained late last year that desire not to compromise standards, improve aesthetics, expansion of work scope, and the heavy rainfall experienced in Osogbo were factors that affected the project. President Muhammadu Buhari, according to a statement released by his spokesperson Femi Adesina on Tuesday, left Abuja to participate in the commemoration of the 50 years anniversary of the United Nations Environmental Programme, which is expected to hold on Thursday to Friday in Nairobi, Kenya. The theme of the special session is strengthening UNEP for the implementation of the environmental dimension of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The statement said the president is expected to deliver the national statement of the country and participate in high-level dialogue sessions on the environment at the event. He will thereafter proceed to London for routine medical checks that will last for a maximum of 2 weeks. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching TOS News 360. More national, business and sports stories on return. Stay with us. Thanks for staying. In compliance with existing provisions of the Nigerian law, the Independent National Electoral Commission, in its daily bulletin issued by the Director of Voter Education, Victor Aluko, in Abuja on Monday, published the notice of election for the forthcoming 2023 general elections. According to the electoral umpire, the official notice on Monday published in INEC offices in each state of the Federation and the FCT contains the date for the election and the place where the nomination papers are to be delivered. It said, as contained in the notice, the date for the presidential and National Assembly elections will hold on February 25th, 2023, while the election for governorship and state houses of assembly will hold on Saturday, March 11th, 2023. And now to news across Africa. Burkina Faso's new military ruler has approved a transitional charter which will allow him to stay in power for 3 years. Paul Henry Sandaogo Damiba signed a charter which was drawn up by a military-appointed commission made up of about 350 participants and had been discussed by a national forum in Ouagadougou. The document said he would not be allowed to stand in elections scheduled for 2025. The African Union says it is worried by reports that African nationals in Ukraine are being prevented from safely crossing the border to flee the raging conflict in the country. In a statement late Monday, the Pan-African body said people have the right to cross international borders during conflict and as such should enjoy the same rights to cross to safety from the conflict in Ukraine, notwithstanding their nationality or racial identity. African nationals, mostly students, have accused Ukrainian security forces of stopping them from boarding trains headed to the border regions. Videos shared on social media also show Ukrainian border forces pushing African nationals as they attempt to leave Ukraine. In business, Nigeria's mobile money transactions, according to data from the country's interbank settlement system and Nigerian Communications Commission, have jumped to 8.07 trillion naira within a 5-year period, as the number of telecommunications subscribers rises by 34.91% to 195,128,265. This increase in value was a 5,445.07% hike in mobile channel uptake within the time under review, as mobile transaction volume increased from 5,130,716 in 2017 to 284,501,722 in 2021. In sport, Russia has been expelled from the World Cup after being suspended from all international competitions until further notice, FIFA and UEFA announced in a joint statement on Monday, while the European Football Governing Body also ended its partnership with Russian energy giant Gazprom. The men's team had been due to play in qualifying playoffs in March for the World Cup in Qatar later this year, while its women's side had qualified for the European Championship in England to be held in July. The announcement also affects Russian clubs involved in European competitions. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital First Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Merciful Ajinamo. Thanks for watching.